All right, guys, I'm going to tell you right off the bat. I watched the trailer for Suicide Squad 2 the other day, and I have some critical things to say about it. So if you're someone who's looking forward to seeing that movie, and you have every right to do so, I don't want to be accused of being a wet blanket for you, so you should go somewhere else. Don't even watch this. If you're sensitive like that, again, don't watch this video because I'm going to go in on James Gunn, okay? Okay, we have that understanding. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Now, guys, you might remember about 3 years ago now, I did a video roasting the hell out of James Gunn because of the pedo comments or so-called jokes that he had been making on social media. Now, he went and deleted them all, but not before it blew up all over the place. And it caused a big controversy. He was let go from Disney because of it, and then they reinstated him. Of course, he went over to DC. While he was at DC, he started working on Suicide Squad 2. So that's about to come out, and they dropped the trailer. So at the time when he was fired, he made a big to-do about how he was no longer the person that made those jokes. All right. Now I have a couple of his tweets here, and it says here, this is James Gunn's words, by the way, with regard to, I guess, his jokes being blown up, which also included images that were questionable about, I don't know, that might have suggested that he was also, a priest who was abusing children. I mean, it was just crazy. All of his jokes seem to come down to the abuse of children and at the expense of children. All right. So once it blew up, this is part of what he wrote. It's not to say that I'm better, but I'm a very, very different but I am very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over, he says. This was back in 2018, July 19th. And he says also, okay, let's see. For the record, when I made those shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make, and it seems obvious, but still, here I am saying it. Anyway, that's the completely honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I don't blame my past self for this, but I like myself more and feel like a more full human being and creator today. Love you, love you to you all. Okay, whatever. So, like I said, that was about 3 years ago when he was saying that. He's no longer that person. He's a very, very different person than he was years ago. Okay, so everybody was like, all right, whatever. He apologized for it. I guess you can move on. After all, I do not represent cancel culture. I'm all about a person growing. However, when I watched this trailer for Suicide Squad 2, a little bit of a flag went up at one part in the trailer. I don't know if you guys saw it. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. Maybe it's just me who's weird that way. But when I was watching it, I saw this one scene where they're talking about the character of Weasel, I believe it is. I'm not really familiar with Suicide Squad and all that crap. So they were talking about Weasel, and the trailer is very much James Gunn humor, right? And the joke was, he's harmless, except that he just killed 27 children. Okay? I don't want to hear that type of joke from James Gunn of all people. Okay? Now, I've been accused the first time that I went in on James Gunn, people were like, obviously you don't understand dark humor. Yeah, I kind of do. All right? But what I don't excuse, what I don't like, what's not funny to me is the abuse of children. It's not funny to me. It will never be funny to me. Okay? And this is the reason why I have a problem with Hollywood in general, because I do believe that it's full of predators. So I don't like someone who's in Hollywood making jokes about sexually abusing children, about physically harming children. You see what child actors have gone through all of these years. There must be something to it. All of them are fucked up eventually, most of them, and they all try to tell their stories, and nobody wants to hear about it because they get, the conversation gets derailed with Me Too and all of this other stuff, which of course is a problem in its own right. But to some degree, I do feel like Hollywood, which is known for being full of predators, I feel like it holds up that as a shield because everyone wants to talk about Me Too. Everyone wants to talk about, the victimization of women, which is a real problem, but it shouldn't be to the exclusion and the ignoring of children. but that's what we see over and over and over again. So I don't like the implications when I see someone in Hollywood doing that, making fun like continuously. And it's just one thing that it's consistent with this guy. You know, so he says he's a very, very different person, but here he is. As soon as he gets an opportunity to do something after he's been hired, after he was fired, he goes and very strategically puts a joke in there about the murder of 27 children. Now, you know what's a little coinky dink here is the tragedy, Sandy Hook Elementary, where those children were killed. That was 20 children that were killed. But you know, that day 27 people died. It was 20 children who were in the first grade. It was 6 teachers, I believe it was, and of course the shooter. So it all made 27. So he's making this joke. I guess he just randomly pulled 27 out of the air. It's just me making connections that don't need to be made, I'm sure. But it's the messed up way that I think. It's the reason why I have a very hard time reconciling myself with the idea of continuing to support this dude. Even though I've enjoyed some of his stuff in the past, I just know too much. You know what I mean? So Hollywood is a continuous disappointment for me. It's like there's a lot of things in it that I like. It's entertaining and stuff, but some things, once you see them, you cannot unsee them, and that's probably the reason why I'm not going to be supporting Suicide Squad 2. I don't care. I know a lot of you are hyped to see it. Go see it. Enjoy it. I'm just talking about me, okay? That's all it is. So that's my say on it. You can have your say on it. What do you think? You know, this is not an invitation to get in here and talk about how I'm all, you know, like stuck up, or, you know, I just don't have a sense of humor. I don't want to hear that bullshit, okay? I'm just talking about my point of view, okay? So you can get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, and I'll catch you on Twitter. If not, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for listening, guys. This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.